Hello, beautiful people of the YouTube world. It's been a while since I've actually put out any sort of a video. There's no particular reason for it. Currently sitting here in the garage, mildly intoxicated, not severely intoxicated, but I'm intoxicated enough to, be a little bit conversational, Power is currently out. I don't know how long it's going to be out. Probably shouldn't be that long. Shout outs to Dwayne Arnold, by the way. You guys just knock it out of the park every single time. Just every week and a half to 2 weeks, we just the power just completely shits the bed. We just experienced very frequent brownouts. It is currently 2:02 a.m. in the morning on this beautiful October morning. I don't remember exactly which day of the week it is. Again, a little bit on the sauce. So I figured I'd take this opportunity to, have a little fireside chat, just between you and me. I don't really put my face on camera a whole lot. I don't know. I really don't have a whole lot of comfortable feelings. It gives me bad feels. Just speaking directly to a camera. But I'm bored and a little bit intoxicated, and the wind is just absolutely ripping in this this here garage, this sacred palace of garbage and junk and bullshit that I have collected in my years of existing at this particular location. I know not very many people really give a shit about my feelings on my opinions on certain given subject matter. So this video is probably gonna fall on deaf ears, and that's fine. I kind of just I'm just doing this sort of as a little bit of a sanity relief mechanism, if you will. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I know it's okay. Oh fuck! This is no longer a gun channel. This is no longer an automotive learnings channel. This is no longer a PC or tech channel. This is now an opinions channel. You heard it here first. Unpopular opinions that nobody asked for. This seems to be a rolling trend. It's a thing that YouTube kind of picks up on every now and again. I don't know, with varying degrees of some people do it better than others. I'm not gonna claim to be coherent or intelligent or do my opinions any service by opening my fucking shit talker. But yeah, I'm transitioning. It's a very popular thing to do right now, is transition into something that you were never meant to be. This is no longer a hobby channel. This is now an opinion channel. This is now a what the fuck are we gonna call it? This is an e-celeb, e-drama channel where we discuss other people's personal lives, and I vent to you, and I tell you things that you just couldn't give a shit about in 1,000 years. You never would have known about any of these things had I not discussed it to you. Or maybe you do harbor some of these opinions, and you just want somebody to commiserate with. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing this out here. I want to talk about this amorphous blob of people that we refer to as the quote-unquote gun community. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. Not that you asked for it. You didn't ask for this. I'm giving it to you for free. But I'm going to go over exactly how I feel and some things that the novice, the uncultured swine that needs to really understand and really put in the forefront of your mind before you decide that, you know, you want to pursue being in this hobby. I think we'll go with that. I see a lot of, you know, trends ebb and flow on this godforsaken, just absolute nightmare of a website that we refer to as YouTube. I've been on this website ever since, I want to say it was 07 or 08. A little bit of a history lesson for me, at least. I've been on this website for a very, very long time, longer than some of my viewing audience has been alive. And I've seen the best of times, and I've seen the worst of times, and it seems to me that as we go along, year by year, everything just gets progressively worse. The interface gets worse. YouTube, in their infinite wisdom, decides to cater to a specific kind of content, a type of content that's they deem suitable for advertising. And as long as they can get the shekels that they desire to, you know, get them dollar bills, then that's the only thing that matters to them. And again, it's kind of like an ebb and flow type of deal. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. The rules are constantly changing, never in our favor as creators. So everything just gets progressively worse and worse. It's like that famous PewDiePie meme where he's like, it's evolving, it's just backwards. And it's getting worse and worse. And like people like me who have small channels, like, don't get me wrong, I have absolutely no delusions whatsoever about, you know, becoming this massive, you know, influencer type of personality. People who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, possibly even millions. Again, no, I'm under no delusion that I will ever achieve that. If you go into the About section of my channel, you'll see pretty much verbatim, this channel is merely a depository for all of my personal hobbies. My goal on this platform is very simple. It's to do cool shit and put it on the internet, and that's pretty much it. That's my driving force behind being on this platform. And every single year that goes by, there's just pretty much less and less of a reason for me to like even continue, because it's like it's just the rules get shittier, the interface gets worse, and the only people that YouTube seems to give a fuck about is those who have a subscriber count in the millions. And that's pretty much it. The small guys like me, pretty much anybody with a sub count of 10K or less, you got a long road ahead of you. Okay, it's going to be a bad time. If you ever have any aspirations of, you know, being a full-time creator, content creator, it's kind of a mess. Your only real hope on this absolute dystopia of ones and zeros is that one of your videos will get picked up by the algorithm and you'll end up generating, or not generating, but picking up millions and millions of views, and probably more than half of your viewing audience at that point is going to be bots. That's a huge problem, is bot networks, bot traffic. I'm more of a believer every single day in dead internet theory just because of that very reason. Again, it's like this pretty much across any video hosting platform or social media outlet of your choosing, but yeah, a lot of there's a lot of androids, you know what I'm saying? A lot of robots, a lot of people who are not people, you know what I'm saying? And plus there's a lot of AI integration that's making this problem exponentially worse, and there's pretty much no end in sight without some kind of extremely egregious government regulations. So I always feel bad for like the younger generations that are coming up who they never got to experience a world pre 9/11. If they did get to experience a pre 9/11, they don't have any like actual conscious memory of what this country used to be like pre USA Patriot Act and pre GWAT era. And I especially feel bad for the kids who, you know, of course I'm speaking to like less than 20-year-olds, like, you know, people who, or even like people in their mid-20s, they have absolutely no idea just how amazing this website used to be. It was awesome. You had friends groups, you had a group. There was this thing called groups that you could put together, and there were like different hobbies and different interests. And this was on YouTube. Believe it or not, this was on YouTube. You had a friends list. You had a groups list. You could send personal messages to people, DMs as the cool kids like to call it these days. The video rating system wasn't thumbs up or thumbs down, which you can't even see anymore because, you know, YouTube's a bunch of cucks and pussies who don't like having, you know, criticism pushed at them or leveled against them. You also could freely discuss opinions in the comment section. And before the community tab, you just had, you know, a comment section on your actual page that eventually was superseded by the community tab. It was a very simple time. You could only upload videos in 240p resolution, and you could upload a maximum of, I think, 10-minute videos. I forget exactly what the bandwidth limitations of the website were at that time, but you know, there were a number of video limitations which made people get very creative with how they produced content. And then later on you could upload. I don't think it was too long after I created an account that, you know, you could upload 480p widescreen, 16:9 resolution, baby. Oh man, we're in the future. We're the fucking Jetsons, man. Yeah, 480p, and then came 720p. That was the new meta, dude. 780 or 720p, high definition. I know. Having to build a whole new PC just so I can upload high definition videos. Whew. Man, those were simpler times. So yeah, I have had multiple accounts on this website, 2 of which have been banned, and this current account that I have right now is my obviously longest running one. I've had my ups and downs. I'm not gonna blow smoke. It's been quite a ride. I think up until like 5 years ago, I had like, 200 subscribers, and most of those were legacy web traffic dating all the way back to like 2009. Most of the people that subscribed to me back then, they're either probably locked out of their account because they forgot their password, or some of them are even dead. I know at least 3 of them that I've spoken to personally, and I was personal friends with them for a long time, and yeah, some of them are just straight up fucking dead, and there's nothing you can really do about that. This website is an ever-growing organism, and you know, of course, evolution favors those who are very easily adaptable to change, but I still like to reminisce on the good times, the best of times, the golden age that some people refer to it as, of being on this website, this platform. Anyway, before I get to rambling too much and you know, fallen victim to my own debauchery a little bit too much, I think let's just talk about the subject at hand here, which is that gun content on YouTube is also an ever-changing thing. We notice a lot of people who go from zero to hero pretty fucking quick, and you don't even need to really know shit about fuck, okay? You can just share knowledge that isn't even really your knowledge to begin with. It's a lot of unearned knowledge, it's fake knowledge. There are a whole bunch of self-proclaimed experts on this platform that really, they don't know their ass from a hat. There's always going to be that small minority of people who are very easily impressionable. They don't make very good financial decisions. It's mostly young people, and when I say young people, I mean people in their very late teens, early 20s, who are impressionable. They see somebody that's popular, and they think, wow, this is something that I really need to invest my hard-earned money into, my hard-earned shekels, and I need to purchase these items so that I can be cool and you know, fit into the community. Which, let's talk about the community for you know, a sort of an overall view, right? The gun community is not a community. It's a balkanized country with a whole bunch of cults, a whole bunch of different religious sects based on what people's different philosophy regarding firearms ownership is, or firearms usage. I guess one kind of leads into the other. I'm not sure if I'm the first to really like articulate this or explain it, or to really even conceptualize it in the first place, but I'm going to claim to be the most well-rounded individual in discussing this topic, even though I probably don't know a fucking thing about what I'm saying, which, you know, is very often the case. So all these different sectors of this personal interest, this hobby, would include boomer slash FUDs. That term's really popular right now. You have the military tacticians, you know, the guys who run around with nods and plate carriers and like with medical pouches containing tourniquets and field dressings. Make sure you use a cat tourniquet, by the way. If you use a rat tourniquet, then I guess you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you're a loser. You also have general, like, I'm gonna paint this group of people with a wide brush. You have your general audience of mindless automatons, your retards who kind of just go with the flow. There's a weird paradox there because at the same time, like, there's also a small subset of these retards, these mouth-breathing mongoloids who don't really know shit about fuck, who buy really, really cheap shit, and they're perfectly content with owning that. Not a single neuron has ever been activated between those two ears of theirs. They're gone. You're not saving those people. You also have a disturbingly increasing number of, I'm going to call them diversity, equity, and inclusion participants, the alphabet people, people who are into firearms ownership simply for the social inertia of, just being part of a group. And it's an increasingly prevalent group because these people ruin every single thing they touch. They are a cancer, they are a blight upon every single fandom, every single community that they occupy. They will take any opportunity to take your beloved hobby or your fandom or your insert name for collective here, and they will absolutely pervert it and they will ruin it. And that's always happened, but because of the excess sexualization and abuse that kids have been sustaining over the last probably generation or so, that's becoming a lot more prevalent. And the final group of people that I think are the smallest minority of all, the rarest of all the demographics. Of course, I'm including myself in this group because, I'm a big brain. I have a galaxy brain. I think about things. I'm like a mosquito. I see multiple different spectrums of light. This last demographic, the rare dying breed, is I don't know if there's a name for it, but it's those of us who just want to be left the fuck alone and just enjoy our hobby as a hobby and not this super fucking hardcore military survivalist tactics fucking faggot shit Like, I don't want to, like, be part of your stupid ass night fighting, like, gimmick, okay? Like, I just like to shoot guns, and I find them mechanically fascinating and historically interesting. That's it. Just please leave my hobby the fuck alone. Do not get involved in my hobby. Do not involve me in your shenanigans, because I don't fucking care. I guess if we were to give a name to it, it would be like, I don't know, the MGTOW of the gun community. I don't know. If you have a funny name for it, just let me know down in the shit talking section. Of course, the camera just shut off, so, boy, I fucking sure love GoPro and their buggy-ass software and their shitty audio and their shitty video quality. Oh, God. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear that, like, I don't think firearms ownership is a bad thing. Unless, with the specific caveat that you don't have the proper mindset, you don't have the neuroplasticity to understand that your current worldview is extremely fragile. It's probably doesn't line up with reality. It doesn't have any congruity with what you see with your eyes and what you experience with your mind and your body. Most people lack the neuroplasticity to understand that their whole entire worldview and their opinions are just fucking retarded, and they just don't make any sense because they're not realistic. They don't have realistic feelings. When they do have feelings, they express them out of a sense of emotion, or even worse, they express those opinions because they were spoon-fed an opinion from somebody else that they thought was really cool. And most people, well, I'm going to give you a big secret. If you're young and you're watching this, I'm going to give you a big secret. And this is, I sound like a fucking schizo, but trust me, like the information is all up here in the hard drive, okay? Most people who spoon feed you information are full of shit, and they're grifters, and they really don't have the mentality to where they actually want to help you. They just want to get you involved in their little network so you can be part of their little cult and be a good little boy and follow exactly what I say, all right? But yeah, getting back to gun ownership, I don't think it's a bad thing. You just have to understand that you are getting into a hobby that is dangerous. You need to get into this hobby for the right reasons, and not because of the aforementioned social inertia of being part of a community that you have basically no prior knowledge of, which the chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably already are a gun owner. And, that's fine. And that's all well and good. But the reality of it is, probably 98% of all gun people are fucking retarded. If you were to actually have some kind of a legitimate discussion, like an actual discussion of like ethics and use case and here's a popular like buzzword, philosophy of use, right? Oh. But yeah, you listen to people talk and you get the impression that they don't know a fucking thing. And they're only in this hobby because they think it's cool. And which, don't get me wrong, it's okay to be in a hobby because you think it's cool. That's why you're in the hobby to begin with. But they're in the hobby just because of the social inertia, and not because they're actually going to be an asset. They're not going to be valuable to that community. They're not going to share opinions and information that are beneficial and productive and conducive to making conditions in that community better. They're just there to fill an empty void in their soul that was left by not being a real human being. A really short digression, if you'll allow it, but one of my favorite, like, I shouldn't call it a conspiracy theory because it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just one of my little schizo things that I unironically believe. Which, by the way, if you have like a conspiracy theory or like a schizo belief that you seriously actually believe in, like put it down in the comments. The more people tell you to take your meds, the better. One thing I unironically believe in is that probably between 75 to 90% of all people on planet Earth are not real. And I don't mean that in like, you know, a Matrix sort of like this faggoty Andrew Tate kind of shit, right? I mean it in the sense that people lack, the people who are not real in the sense that they are not conscious. They lack the prefrontal cortex, the gray matter, the neuroplasticity to, you know, question what they believe, to question authority, to do introspection and conceptualize ideas in the abstract. Some people really pride themselves in being able to answer the breakfast question. You know what I mean? How would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast today? But I did eat breakfast today. Okay, but seriously, getting back on track, I think that most people are not real. They don't, they're not conscious. You can guide these people into your philosophies, as long as they are moral and just and based on reality, you know, being honest about what you see with your eyes, and being able to process that through a filter of, you know, does this make sense? If I were to ignore all social norms and customs that are popular and being advertised at this particular moment in time, if I were to ignore all of those things, where would my opinion and my worldview be correct? I think a lot of people lack that ability to cognitively engage in that sort of way of thinking. And instead, I think most of these people act on impulse. They don't actually really believe in anything if you really press them on it. If anything, you can whittle down their personal beliefs to really the most base of ideas. And it's for this very reason that I don't think anybody born after 1980 actually legitimately believes in God. Again, if you really press them on it. If anything, you can, you know, boil down their belief system to a pretty tepid version of agnosticism with an ever so slight bias toward theism, but not enough to, you know, keep them from throwing those dearly held beliefs right in the fucking garbage the very micro instant they become the slightest social inconvenience. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that to be like this edgy atheist. Ooh, I'm super smart because I am on Reddit. Woo, which I'm not. I'm actually not on Reddit. Thank fuck for that. But like, if I was, I would probably kill myself. I don't believe in Sky Daddy because I am an intelligent person. I am very smart. Those people are equally fucking just not real. They are equally devoid of a soul, any cognition. The only thing they do is, again, they operate almost entirely off of impulse and preconceived notions, spoon-fed ideologies. And again, they're not capable of conceptualizing concepts that are original to their own gray matter. And because these people are not real, they of course don't make rational decisions. If again you engage these people on any intellectual level, they just don't have the capacity to formulate original ideas. It's almost like they're just a tape recording of a crude facsimile of what it is to be a sapient human being. And in reality, most of these people, these good people, they would kill you with a rock were it not for the fact that they would be locked away in a concrete box away from the public eye if, you did such a thing current year. In a less civilized society, people will absolutely murder you, possibly even rape you, or murder you and rape you. And then, if they had the opportunity to do so, most people are not good people. They're actually very terrible, and they will take any opportunity they can to serve their own self-interests. But getting back into the whole gun thing, people really just don't make good decisions. They follow herd mentality. Half these motherfuckers can't even decide whether or not they like LPVOs from one day to the next. They follow trends like night vision. Ooh, yeah, I know, I said it, night vision. It's a trend. It's a fad. It's going to fade away, just like all the other ones. You remember Z-Max ammo, the zombie ammo? That's going to go the way of the dodo, just exactly the same way. You won't admit it. Your confirmation bias is kicking into high gear because you made a fucking $8,000 investment into a tube that allows you to see in the dark under ideal conditions. But yeah, it's a fucking fad. Like you're not gonna be chasing feds in the fucking forest at 2 o'clock in the morning under complete darkness. Like, I don't know how you people get so easily like roped into these things, but I don't know. Hey, at least the night vision industry is booming and making money, right? I don't know. I kind of hope I'm proven wrong on the whole night vision being a fad concept, but I've seen a lot of fads go to the wayside and be laughed at, as they deservedly should. Yeah, I know. Like it's like this in a lot of different sectors. It's that whole consume product type of mentality, but it's worth pointing out that it's especially prevalent in the gun industry, in the gun community. You are part of the gun community, right? So basically, it goes without saying, we live in an age of rampant, uncontrolled consumerism and hedonism, and just you have virtually instantaneous access to information, fraudulent though it may be, or though it may be true. But it's getting harder and harder to find genuine information on any subject matter because anything that's truthful and honest is censored. Which, if you are speaking honestly on this platform, if you have certain opinions that are a little bit unacceptable, you will be yeeted off this platform the very instant you open your mouth, which is why I don't open my mouth on, you know, my political hot takes, which I have a few of them, believe me. Censorship is never leveled at things that are objectively false, because the truth will always eventually shine through. Censorship is leveled at things that are true because the people who are doing the censorship are afraid that you might engage in a little bit too much thinking. You might develop some opinions about some people or some events or some immaterial ideas that they don't want you to have those ideas. Man, I sound like a fucking schizo. God damn, Billy Jack. I swear I'm not like this all the time. I'm just, you know, a little bit of what do we call it? You know, the adult juice that makes your brain box do weird things and say weird things and sound a little bit slurred. It makes you say things that you wouldn't otherwise say to you know, a public, an open forum, if you will. So you combine incredibly unintelligent people who are making impulsive decisions. You have rampant, uncontrolled consumerism. You have hedonistic tendencies in greater society, at least in Western societies, where we have an overabundance of both time and wealth. And you combine that, what's the next logical progression is to have an entertainment venue, an avenue of advertisement that allows even more rampant consumerism to take root in the heart of the uninitiated. That's right, we finally reached that point, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about guntubers. We're talking about guntubers, their antics, their sometimes questionable personal beliefs. I already made an extensive video that's also basically unintelligible about another certain guntuber who I very much disagree with them because they abide opinions that eventually, if left unchecked, will lead to societal collapse and pedophilia, child rape, grooming, etc., etc. If you scroll down in the videos list, you'll find it. It's there somehow. I don't know how it's still there, but it is still there. So guntubers operate pretty much on two schools of thought, arguably three, but there are two big schools of thought here. The first is apolitical. They're very milquetoasty, sort of like, you know, they occasionally poke fun at regulations and such, but in general they're sort of like a fence sitter. Maybe they have a little bit of left of center type of ideologies, but they don't explicitly express those unless they have a moment of unclear thought. And then there's also the majority of gun owners who are unapologetically right-wing. And this is a good thing. IMHO, this is a very good thing. A lot of right-wing ideologies are, you know, coming under attack because of you know, the infiltrators, the temporary gun owners. We'll get into them, but I think it's very healthy to have these sort of ideas and to sort of expound on these ideas and test what you know. And a lot of these ideas that come from the right are objectively based on truth. Yeah, I don't really think there's a whole lot to elaborate on that. Again, like the very, very big majority of gun owners are either openly right-wing or they espouse right-wing ideas. Even if they are not a real person, they are a mindless drone that is drawn to consumerism, but at least they kind of sort of have the right idea. And then we have like arguably the third type of tubers. These are extremely rare. They do exist, but they are rare. Are the openly leftist, sometimes openly communist, which is kind of an oxymoron, gun owners. I refer to these as temporary gun owners for multiple reasons, not the least of which is they are, as described way earlier, they're only in this hobby for the social inertia of being in the hobby. Sort of like I guess they get their dopamine hit. I don't understand this mentality. What I'm assuming it is this. They get their dopamine hits by being part of a minority of ownership, even though like probably a year down the line when it becomes socially convenient for them to do so, they're going to be like, I'm selling off all of my guns because I am a good person. The very next time a three-letter agency decides to orchestrate another school shooting. Boy, that MK Ultra really hits different when you're shooting fucking estrogen straight into your veins. Temporary gun owners are the worst kind of gun owner because they are mentally deficient, sometimes even mentally ill. And I am very against these people being in possession of such items because like let's just get the bullshit out of the way here. Guns are not a tool, okay? They are either an object to fill your void as a hobby, or it is a weapon. It is well, I guess it is kind of a tool, but it's a tool to like inflict massive damage on fleshy tissue. They're designed to kill people, okay? Like, you can say whatever you want. It's a defensive handgun. It's a defensive AR-15. At the end of the day, it's a weapon. It's designed to kill people, okay? I need you to understand when you say everybody, the Second Amendment is for everybody. Yeah, all on paper it's for everybody, but you're I don't know how people don't think about this. You are taking a dispenser of virtually instantaneous and completely indiscriminate death, and you are giving it to somebody who has the mind of a child, who wants to kill you because you simply have a differing opinion of them. This is the type of person that 40 years ago, they would have been locked away in a concrete box with pads on the inside of it, away from the public eye. And I think we should go back to that, but I digress. That's another opinion. But now all of these freaks, all of these mental retards, all of these rejects of society, all of the scum from the lowest rungs of humanity, you're talking about giving them a weapon. I know that's a very unpopular opinion because your immediate visceral reaction is to be like, I can't believe you would say that. The Second Amendment is for everybody. But the reality is that people abuse the Second Amendment every single day. And you shouldn't be giving weapons that kill people to people who are very depressed, to people who occupy a demographic with a suicide rate of over 50%. Okay? Like, I need you to think about this. This is serious. An overwhelming majority of these people are very sad. They're very lonely. They are depressed. They are not content with their lot in life. They're angry at God for making them these fucked up freaks, for being irredeemably ugly. Like, we've spent the last probably 10 years witnessing these people display in public that they hate you with every fiber of their being. And you wanna arm them? I don't know, man. That sounds kind of like a bad idea, you know. It's like giving monkeys hand grenades so that, you know, they don't have to worry about predators. That's, you know, that's an opinion. Yeah, you can take it any which way you want. But again, I don't parse my opinions through a consensus filter. I parse my opinions through my eyes. Like, I have a functioning prefrontal cortex, despite what some of you might believe of me, and I look at reality. How does shit actually work in the absence of propaganda? You know what I mean? So anyway, like, if you're watching this video, I'm more than likely preaching to the choir, and I apologize. You know, that's just how I feel about this subject. And yeah. So the gun community, as the name implies, is not really a community. It's very divided. It's very you have subgroups within subgroups. It's not a homogenous collective of like-minded people. It's very divided. And you know, you can obviously establish common denominators among the different types of people, the tribes, you know what I mean? And basically it's just like, the term community is just a misnomer, and I don't think really applies to this genre of you know, personal hobbies, personal interests. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it off right here. I'm starting to succumb to the effects of alcoholism. And I got a lot of video footage to pour through. Yeah, boy, this one's gonna be a doozy. Hope you're ready for it. If you watched this all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Whether it was hate watching or you know, just enjoying a chuckle and a chortle at my own expense, I don't really give a shit. I'm well past the point of, you know, giving a fuck of what people think about me on the internet. I'm just here, like, you know, I'm not Jesus, but I espouse the same rhetoric, whereas, you know, you can either take it or you can leave it. I really don't give a shit. I just want to put this on here because, you know, I'm kind of bored and the power is still out, even though it's been like an hour and a half. This must be a pretty serious storm rolling through. Anywho, take care of yourself, you know, expand your knowledge, learn some new things, study people. People are a lot more interesting than you think. Some of them are incredibly boring and intellectually vapid and morally bankrupt, but yeah, it's still kind of interesting to see their inner workings and how fucked up most of society really is, and just how socially contrived the political landscape really is, and how people in general really feel about that. Reality is so complex, and consciousness is such a strange thing. I'm constantly in awe of the fact that I'm even here at this point in time in an altered state of mind, able to like consciously think that about how I exist right here, right now, that I'm hearing hearing my own words proceed out of my mouth. Anyway, I hope you got something out of that. You probably didn't, but thanks for sticking around again. Jesus Christ, I'm getting philosophical again. I need to stop. I need to stop right now. Stop watching.